streaming, and we're on.
The World Cup, sir. Probably the dumbest sport in the world is soccer, not football. Now, some of our fans may disagree with me. And if you
I
do,
kind of disagree with you.
talk about it in the comments. Why do you
That's
disagree? What's a
that's a,
good thing about football, soccer, whatever you want to call it, sir?
it's I, I mean I'm gonna ask ChatGPT. Pretty sure it's actually like the world's most popular sport is football, not American football, the football that we all call soccer here in America. It lines countries. It's literally like multi-country, multi-segmented. Everybody's tuning in and watching. It's a game that involves endurance, skill. I won't say strength because all those guys, I will say, they're a little, they're a little noodly. You know, they got no.
So
It does take
let me
strength.
give you my
Now,
rebuttal, sir.
did it now happen to like what's the you can look at our logo or our thumbnail and what's the most common thing that is like yeah okay maybe some of them are a little wimpy and a little floppy but sell it make
Let
me
me give
believe
you
you
my
better.
rebuttal, sir. Let me
Yeah.
give you my rebuttal. My rebuttal, why the world might not be right, is there's tons of things that the world doesn't do right. You know, the first thing I think of is war. We could all agree that war is a bad thing,
All right,
and the
we're
war
grasping.
happens all around the world. That doesn't that doesn't mean it's a good thing. That doesn't mean we enjoy it. Soccer happens all around the world. That doesn't mean it's a good thing. It doesn't mean that we got to support this thing. But today, we will, and we'll talk about the World
So
Cup.
you know what the nice thing about the world is you're entitled to have your own opinion. You can have your right opinion, you can have your wrong opinion, and that's okay, and you can stand behind whatever you want. But either way, we're getting a little sidetracked with this. World Cup is a place that physical therapy is all over it, meaning there's injuries all over the place. We can talk first, Aaron. What do you think about either the most famous injuries that have happened in the World Cup era or current injuries that have happened in this year's World Cup?
Yeah, let's start off with a few of the current injuries from the World Cup, sir.
Okay.
Um, the few that I have written down was Christian Pulisic's leg microfracture, USA, woo. Um, Amadou Anana, Belgium, ACL rupture, again when they were playing the U.S. as well. Reese James, let's see, what did he actually do? I am not sure what he injured, and same thing with both supposedly big injuries, but nothing at least listed here about what actually happened.
Well, let's talk about the one that led to good old US of A not playing, not no longer playing in the World Cup. It's because we didn't pay the refs enough, like Argentina. Have you actually, before I continue, have you heard that debacle?
What, did the refs didn't pay Argentina enough? Or
No,
the wait,
no.
what
That
happened?
there's first of all, apparently, I mean, I have to look this up and double check and check my facts and sources on this. But let's talk about it first because it makes it fun. Apparently, I think the FBI is investigating like Argentina's team to figure out about like $300 million worth of like fraud that was going on with them. And then Egypt is claiming that Argentina cheated in their last game, and potentially paid the refs because the refs had two calls that they disagree were right or wrong, and ended up, leading to Egypt blowing a lead in 13
Hmm.
minutes. The last 13 minutes of the game.
I
They
think that
scored
every
3 goals in 13 minutes, Aaron. I know you didn't watch, but Argentina scored 3 goals in 13 minutes. That doesn't happen.
that's called sports, sir. That
I
does
thought you
happen.
didn't. I didn't think you considered soccer a sport. Either way,
Oh
it's
no,
kind of
hold
crazy.
on. I never said soccer wasn't a sport. I just said it was a lame sport.
All
Don't
right.
get me wrong.
All right, fine. But either way,
It's
there's a
definitely a
lot. This
sport.
is why the world. Yeah, I'm telling you, get into the World Cup. It's been fun because it's been a really fun ride to see all the sport itself taking place, but then the drama behind everything else. Either way,
Sure. I
America played
watched
like
one game.
complete booty. They play. Yeah, you watched the one game where America played like complete booty, and you know what? We can now blame Dr. Aaron for the reason America was losing. If he just continued to not watch the World Cup, America might still be in it.
It is true. If I support a team, they tend to lose.
Yeah, look at Denver. You thought last year the Denver Broncos were going to be good and get to the Super Bowl, and then Dr. Aaron tuned in.
I will say I did watch the Nuggets win the championship, so that was the one time that they actually did well.
The voodoo witch from Ghana, or I think it's Ghana or Guyana. I don't know. That's another World Cup thing. If you watched it, there was like some witch who was putting spells on people, and they were not scoring goals. It was insane. I didn't believe it, but it was kind of funny. Either way, Christian
I
Pulisic, he was injured. We were watching him limp literally all game long. You watched the game, so you must have seen one guy on the field. That guy who was limping was Christian Pulisic.
Yeah, I actually did hear about him because they keep having commercials about Hershey's with him. Um, that was you could tell it was like a devastating injury. They said he had a micro
Yes.
bone he fractured. That is something that's very hard to run on. I would
Yeah.
not recommend it, and
No,
that's
but
probably why he came out of the game.
yeah, and people were actually angry that he didn't. Which I don't know. I think that's the sad thing. Is like the guy's really trying hard to stay in the game because he is one of our top players, and he's trying his best to stay in the game. And everyone's like, "Oh, if he wasn't healthy, he shouldn't have gone in." It's like, yeah, okay, on one sense, I get that, but on the other sense, like he felt healthy enough to play, and he does give us the best option if he plays at the high caliber he can. He just found out too late that maybe he shouldn't be playing.
I think that it's only human nature to try to do the best you can in that position when you've trained your entire life to be in this one spot. So I can't blame the guy for, like Dr. Tom said, doing the best he can to push through that stuff.
Mhm.
That doesn't mean it's good for your body though either. When I was saying that he probably shouldn't have been playing, it's a physical therapy perspective, thinking just of those bones that you don't want to make worse. However, when it comes to sports, you don't always think about the well-being of your body. As weird as that sounds, I always bring up Ronnie Coleman, who is one of the most famous bodybuilders ever, and he was amazing. I don't know how many times. Um, why am I blanking on the name of the bodybuilding competition?
Mr.
Olympia.
Olympia.
Yeah, he won numerous Mr. Olympias, and he destroyed his body. If you look at him now, he's like barely walking. He has to use crutches when he walks. He still has actually a decent amount of muscle because he still lifts, but his back is in so much pain and he has so many issues, I would assume, with his nerves that his walking just isn't the same as it used to be. He, like I said, doesn't walk without anything, showing
Yeah.
how much damage he did to his body. However, if you ask him, he would never say, "Oh yeah, I wouldn't do that." He would keep on doing the exact same because that got him really to the peak of his sport.
Well, you're
So
an NBA guy too. There's also who's the NBA player? It's from when we were kids. Is it Chamberlain who was running around with a broken leg in the finals?
that happened when we were when we were kids. That
No,
happened.
I don't know if that happened when we were kids. I'm
Kobe.
there was a player. I mean, I'll ask ChatGPT who was playing on a broken leg. What?
There were a few basketball players that like sprained an ankle and kept playing. I know one really popular one when Kobe was still around was he tore his Achilles and shot some free throws, but then he came out of the game. Um, he didn't play the rest after that, but he did shoot some free throws, which was honestly pretty impressive. But I do think torn Achilles compared to Pulisic's stress fracture is a little bit different. Like stress fracture or that tiny little fracture is just going to cause like tons of pain. You could technically still run on that, I guess, but it's just highly recommended not to. And we also don't know the
Yeah.
degree of the fracture either. Like, is it tiny like this, or is it like a little bit bigger? It's sort of hard to tell. Or the orientation of it. Like, there's so many factors that can change whether or not a person can keep playing or whether or not they're going to keep making themselves worse. It is definitely a very complex thing that we're really not going to ever get all that information about policing.
No, exactly. And to answer my thought process from before, it was Kevin McHale. We were not alive, nor do I think I was a thought yet in 1987. He played on a broken navicular bone in his right foot.
Wow. Okay, well that's tough too. That hurts. That's
Yeah,
painful.
no, absolutely. That sucks. But no, going back to the whole Pulisic stuff. Yeah, it's he tried his best, and honestly, they didn't know that he had a microfracture or a bone bruise. I don't think prior to going in, like he. No, sorry, I'm wrong. Yeah, no, reading it over again, he did, and because of that, he it was why he wasn't playing so well. I think hey, give him credit for trying to get out there, but at the same time, like maybe we should have decided a little bit sooner before before he got pulled.
So I think something that makes me think of course, being a Nuggets fan, it's the same similar idea. 2 years ago, the Nuggets played the Thunder. They lost in Game 7, and Aaron Gordon played that game with like no hamstring. I mean, he just pulled his hammy, but his hammy was not working, and you
Mm-hmm.
could see it like him playing, like he was not moving how he needed to move. On top of that, Michael Porter Jr. also hurt his shoulder, so one of his Michael Porter Jr.'s best thing is shooting, couldn't do it. Aaron Gordon is just a big body that can move people, and he can get himself open and do a lot of stuff like that. I know, very bare bones basketball fans, but you can argue like they shouldn't have been playing because they were hurt. However, the backups were not better, even than them hurt. So they had to try to force their way to win that game, and it didn't work out. They lost, but the Nuggets had a way better chance than they would have if they didn't play, even with them hurt. So I think it could be similar to Pulisic here, where um, would the U.S. national team be better if he didn't play, even if he was hurt? I don't know.
I don't know. That's hard to tell. Also, I apologize. I've been pronouncing his name wrong the whole time, which shows I am not a soccer fan.
What
But
is it?
no, you've been saying it right, Pulisic. I called him
Oh,
Pulisic.
okay. I was like, I was so scared I was saying it wrong.
Nope, that was my fault. But we can go into two directions right now, Aaron. I'll let you guess what right now, or we can either pick an option one or two. Let's do it this way.
Oh, two.
Two. Awesome. You want to know what the craziest injury that I'm reading so far is, which is kind of terrible, but at the same time, it's like, yeah, these things happen. The fact that
Throw it at me
Jordan
first.
Henderson of England, who was supposed to play in a quarterfinal game, he broke his arm while celebrating his victory over Mexico, and he had to undergo surgery.
Sir, do we have any idea if this was humerus, radius ulna? Like, do we know what we got?
I'll look at it. I mean, I'm curious on how it happened. I'm opening up the article on this one right now. He fell over an advertising board after his team beat Mexico, breaking his arm. And we're looking at distal arm, so it's either
Yeah,
radial
radius or ulna,
ulna.
or both. So yeah, there's two bones in the forearm, the radius and the ulna. Radius, ulna.
He, believe
Um,
it or not, he may still play in the tournament with a cast. There's a
you know what's
chance.
funny? You know what I was gonna say? I was like, he could probably still play with that.
Yeah, what would be rough is if he fell on it, but at the same time, like, hey man, like World Cup only comes around once every 4 years.
Tuck and
He's
roll.
36, so I mean, he may have one last World Cup in him that would take him to 40 years old. So, listen, Messi and Ronaldo right now they're playing at 39 and 40, so there's a chance, but at the same time, there's also a very big chance that he doesn't play. So your time is now, buddy. Get after it.
Yeah, I think I would play. I think it would hurt. I think it would, like, even though you're not weight bearing on, just swinging your arms,
The
trying to run
jostling.
around, like that's gonna have some type of motion in your arm that'll probably hurt and probably give him a few zingers. But yeah, you can play. Honestly, it's still probably not recommended. Probably not recommended as Pulisic was. However, you still could play like that.
Yeah, no, absolutely. So
Have you
I
ever
guess
watched Have you ever watched The Fresh Prince of Bel Air?
yeah, of course.
Yeah, Will Smith. Yeah.
I had to think for
You
a second.
know,
Just like, wait a minute, why is he asking me that? But yeah, no, of course.
did you ever see the episode where Jeffrey is a runner and they find out about Jeffrey's past?
No, what happened?
So it's they called him the shame of a nation, and he ran for I think like the British national team or something. And when he was running, he was doing terrible. So he actually ran off the course, got into a car, and the car drove him to the finish line. And then he got caught cheating on the race. So that's why they called him the shame of a nation because he cheated, and I like that.
That's actually hilarious.
So
That's I feel like
when
it's
I
something that would
hear,
happen in real life.
no, it did, it did. Someone actually did that where they ran around the zones where they're supposed to take photos, and just got a car to drive to different places. But this guy Jordan Henderson breaking his arm, falling over. Let's see, an advertising hoarding.
Yep, an advertising board.
Yeah, the fact that he broke his arm like that just makes me think of Jeffrey, the butler from Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, the shame of a nation.
Oh my god.
Sorry, Jordan Henderson, you are absolutely not the shame of a nation, but you know, that's what I thought of.
I guess we'll have to wait and see if they play. They play Norway on Saturday at 5. So we'll have to stay tuned on that one if Jordan decides that he's feeling well enough afterwards. My question is like, it's gonna hurt, so they're gonna have him on some kind of painkillers. And I'm also very excited to watch this game. I know you might not be, but have you been seeing like anything about Norway's team on Instagram?
No.
So you got to look up this one guy. He's hilarious. He's basically just a giant Viking. He is a 6'4" soccer player on Norway. His name is Erling Holland, and he
Okay.
is absolutely hilarious. Like his Snapchat is all over Instagram, just the dumb stuff that he posts. He's just a chill guy, and he literally is just absolutely absurd. He is incredible at football too. Like literally, the guy is a menace on the field. Um, but yeah, there was all these jokes that were going on. Like Norway ended up playing Iraq in one of the games, and Iraq lost like 4-1, which in soccer is god awful. You know, because America just did the same thing. But everyone was like posting on Instagram Holland chasing the ball down, and there's just like this shorter Iraqi player, and there's 6'4" Holland running right behind him, and it's like, yeah, no wonder Iraq lost. If I had a 6'4" Viking chasing me down, I'd probably crap my pants too. Like, the guy's just a giant.
Yeah, he looks like he's doing pretty well. He has 7 goals and 4 matches.
Yeah, he's up there in the runnings for most goals scored. I think Messi has 8 or 9 right now, and I mean Mbappe and I think France. I think they're playing as we're that, or they might have finished up at this point. So let me go on Google and see what that score is.
Well, let's see
Um,
what the goal scorers at the World Cup are. So
it should
Messi and
still be
Mbappe.
Messi and Mbappe, and then Holland should be right behind them.
21 for Messi, Mbappe's 20. Klose and from Germany is 16.
That's not just
Ronaldo
this season
15.
though. That's I
Oh,
think
that's all
total.
time. Oh,
Yeah,
my
yeah.
bad.
I
Yeah,
would say
yeah, yeah.
look for this.
Oh,
That
I didn't even read that it said that. Okay, so this season, Messi 8, Mbappe 8, Erling 7, Harry Kane 6. Okay, so yeah, he's pretty impressive this year.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, seems like he's a
France
good player.
just finished. Well, not just finished, but they finished up a little while ago. Mbappe did score another goal at the 60-minute mark, and France beat Morocco 2-0. So France is now going on.
Exciting stuff.
So
Can't wait to see what happens after that. Let's go to another topic.
I was gonna say, you are definitely not excited for this in the slightest.
Can't wait to. I mean, I'm gonna lose sleep waiting to see the next game.
Aaron really can't wait to watch football. And what I mean by that is American football. He can't wait to watch his Denver Broncos play. So, Aaron, with all
I'm
of that, I
very
think that's enough fun World Cup topics. I think that, if we talk any more World Cup, you'll explode with
sure.
excitement.
There is one more, like I think, quick thing we could go through.
Most
What do
common
you
injury
think
that's
the
happening?
most common injuries, yes, from the World
It
Cups are?
is the hamstring.
Yes, so hamstring is a huge one. Apparently, the single most common is an ankle sprain,
Wow.
as far as Google Gemini says.
Well, there's been a lot of
Makes a
ankle
lot of
steppage, like a lot of guys whose ankles are getting stepped on and then they're rolling on the ground. And I'm sure some of them are real.
yeah, yeah. Eventually, you gotta have one or two real ones. They also say like knee ligament injuries, groin strains,
Yeah.
also makes sense. A big reason that I've heard that ankle sprains are happening is, turf versus grass fields.
But yeah, because I feel like there's a lot of injuries that happen in the NFL because of like the turf fields as well. But correct me if I'm wrong. I thought that FIFA was mandating that the fields had to be grass. I thought a lot of these stadiums had to convert to some like pseudo grass. I might be wrong. I might have been hearing stuff. I know MetLife. I think they were getting ridiculed for how bad their turf is. Why did they choose MetLife Stadium to host the
Oh,
finals? I don't know. They should have watched the Jets 49ers game back in 2024 or 2023 when literally I think half of the 49ers tore their ACLs.
so
But
you are right, sir. Yeah, FIFA required all World Cup matches be played on natural grass.
yeah, so I remember seeing that and I was like, how are they gonna? Half the fields are turf. And now the real
Yeah.
question is, on top of that, moving away from the injuries for a second, we'll come back. Does the NFL keep the natural grass on these fields, or do they switch back to turf afterwards?
Yeah, so I actually think that is a very good idea to switch to the grass because
Yeah,
we do know that more on turf, there's a lot more friction on turf, so people are more likely to really any leg injury that you could think of that could happen. It could be an ankle sprain, it could be an ACL tear, and we're talking specifically non-contact things too, and it's just because your foot basically gets stuck on the turf
yeah,
and then you tear something. Apparently, it's even more likely to get a concussion. If you hit your head on artificial turf, it's apparently worse than hitting your head on grass, which I guess sort of makes sense. That ground below the turf is pretty painful. And I
yeah.
don't know if you've ever played on turf, sir, but if you ever get a turf burn, it does not feel very good. And that doesn't happen on grass.
Aaron, I mean, I'm gonna just speak to the concussions part of it for just a quick moment because me and you played rugby together, and some of that time was on a
Yeah.
turf field. So
Was it?
since Dr. Aaron had forgotten this, the concussions part is also true. But
I was never
so with
concussed.
that,
I just
I looked
couldn't
it
move
up.
because of my back.
I looked this up already. So you have to answer the question. Do you think that the NFL stadiums, let's specifically say, does MetLife keep the natural grass in place of the turf, knowing all of this research that, like, grass is better, or do you think they get rid of it? Answer that question first. Do you think because they had to put it in, do they keep it or are they getting rid of it? I
I'm
know
going to
the
say
answer
they're
to
not going to keep it because they're dumb
that. Okay, so
and
right
stubborn.
now, of course, the World Cup is going to be played. The final is going to be played on the 19th. Directly after the 19th, at some point, if they're not going to keep it, they're going to have to switch it out. Do you think they keep it for this season, or do you think they remove it immediately?
Remove it immediately. They're taking it out. That's my
They
guess.
said that MetLife Stadium will not keep the natural grass. The temporary grass pitch installed by FIFA will be removed immediately after the tournament concludes, replacing it back with artificial turf, which means
Like I said,
my Jets will suck
idiots.
again. We're gonna suck again. We're gonna suck again.
It makes no sense. Like
It
if
doesn't.
you're a owner, is it a little more maintenance? Yeah, probably. However, your players aren't going to get hurt as much. That's a lot of money. Every time one of your players gets hurt, you're going to have a lot less chance to make money because not your best player will be on the field. Your best
Or if
player
we
will
just
not be
start
on the
to
field.
treat the players as like you know racehorses, when they get injured, you just get a new one
You
because
just cut them.
that's what they're doing instead.
Yeah. We don't
I don't
need them.
agree with
We
it.
can
It's
just cut them.
absolutely terrible. It's just like, oh no, he got injured. He's like a decent player. Cool, cut him.
We just have to cut them.
Practice squad.
Unbelievable when it comes down to it, sir. It actually is unbelievable.
It is. Well, I wonder what the average length of a NFL career is, because we hear about all the big players and they last years
Oh,
and
it's
years and
short.
years.
I think it's
I
like a
think
year or two.
I want to say it might even be shorter than that.
Oh, so you think I mean, I feel like the second you're on the team, even if you're on it for a day, that still counts as a year. No?
No, I'm wondering like, hang on, let me see.
Yeah, because there are tons of
The
people that
average
just
length of an
barely
NFL
don't make.
career is about actually 3.3 years. So
Yeah, I feel like they're probably not counting the scrubs that like don't make the team.
Yeah, so no,
Because are
this
you
is because the league
technically
is very tough and aggressive. The players that get hurt get replaced often, and career span is shorter than other sports. So
yeah? So are you technically in the NFL if you got cut from the team before training camp or before the season starts? I would say no.
I'm not sure. Here's a crazy stat though. First round draft picks usually play just first round, not first overall, but first round draft picks will play for usually about 9.3. If you make the Pro Bowl, they say the average length of a Pro Bowler is 11.7. They say the longest career, of course, is you'd think the kickers. It's actually the long snappers. They average more on the higher
Oh.
side of 7.5. Who do you think the shortest is?
Ooh, that's a good question. Who has the shortest career in the NFL?
Position wise, what position do we think has the shortest career?
I'm gonna say center.
No. I'll give you one more chance. You want a hint?
Linebacker.
No.
I guess middle linebacker. All right,
Run,
give it to me.
running back.
Dang, I should have known. I
Just
was thinking
saying
the
they have
wrong.
like such a high volume of hits that they have, so and their injury risk is highest. So
Yeah, so running backs have the highest or the shortest career. That makes a lot of sense. You never hear backs, like are around for more than like 5 years.
yeah,
They're
I
usually
mean the
very
elite
quick
running
careers.
backs they stick around for a while, but like your average running back, like no, they don't really
Well,
last a while.
even some people that have had really good stints, like Peyton Hillis, had an amazing year, and
Mm-hmm.
then he was gone. That was it.
You think
That's
about
all
how
they had in
fast
them.
they top out too. It's like, which I'm not hating on them. I always use the example of like Todd Gurley. Todd Gurley had like an amazing start to his career. We had a plateau, and then we watched it, and then all of a sudden I felt like he just disappeared. And I loved Todd. I wanted to see more and more of him, but all of a sudden he just wasn't playing anymore.
Well, that's why like running backs like Derrick Henry or like LaDainian Tomlinson, I guess that ages me a little bit, but like they were so good for so long. Like it's crazy that they were able to keep it up for that long.
Marshawn Lynch, or the biggest one in the room, with like recoveries and length of play, absolute monster is Adrian Peterson. AP was always
Yeah, Adrian Peterson. He
that
even
recovery
got
from
hurt,
that
came
ACL.
back. Yeah, he came back and still was good.
Yep.
Christian McCaffrey's getting up there a little bit now, honestly. I mean, he still does get hurt a lot, but I mean, he's had a great career.
He's always in the top like three for like draft position too for when we're talking fantasy. So he's always projected very high, which is
Yeah.
nuts.
It does stink that he's had so many injuries, but again, that's the football career. McCaffrey started in 2017,
That's
so he's
insane.
been playing
Almost 10 years.
10 years. How does that make any sense? Oh yeah, I think that's what it is.
No, he's at
He
nine
must have
years.
started
He's going
2016.
into his ninth year. He got drafted in
Oh, okay,
2017, so
okay.
he's going into
It
his
has
ninth year.
multiple teams because it has two teams when he got traded.
Yes.
That's what confused me. But yeah, it's tough to play football. It's tough to play for a long time, and we're talking about American football people. If you are tuning in, we got distracted, and we started thinking about the better sport. What are you gonna do?
You like that transition? It's like, oh yeah, we're talking about football. Football. Actually, I can't wait for football.
For whoever you are that's watching, if we have anybody watching, sorry we got distracted. You know, I said this before and I'll say it again. Football, soccer, whatever you want to call it, stinks. All we had to do was talk about it for 45 minutes. And we got off track and talked about the real football, American football. What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? It's the
Let's
best.
let's watch Ronaldo now retire from football and start playing football. That would
All
be
right, you
crazy.
know what? Let's wrap up today with this, sir. We will talk about however many soccer players we could think of and say what position they would play in the NFL.
Oh god.
We're giving
I'd
them
have
the
to look
benefit
up
of the
like
doubt.
I don't know like their height and weight.
Sir, doesn't matter. I
All right.
test it.
Sounds good.
Messi.
Messi, oh, that's actually tough because he's short, man.
He's tiny.
Kicker.
Oh no, that's stupid. You can't be
No, it
kicker or
works.
punter.
Think of like Greg
No,
Zerline.
you
Greg
can't.
Zerline's like
You
five
can't
six.
be kicker or punter. You can't be kicker or
I was gonna
punter.
say
That's too
kicker
easy.
for every single one, but I was just gonna wait to see how long it took you to get mad at me.
Yeah, didn't take long.
Did
Obviously,
not
they'd be
take
at, they'd be great at kicker or punter.
long. Messi, I'm gonna put in like a receiver. I'm gonna see.
You know what
He's
he'd
like
be good at?
slot receiver,
Kick returner.
kick return. All right, so I can't say kicker, but you can say kick return. It's
Yeah,
actually a really
because you
good
actually
position to
have
put
to
him.
play football. Yeah,
It's
you
actually
don't
a
have
really
to
good
kick. Sorry, cousin Stefan, you are
place
amazing.
kicker.
um, all right, so Messi, you said a receiver. You're wrong because he's not tall enough.
All he has to do is just run the quick like turn around, and he's right there. Like
So he'd be Wes Welker.
yeah, exactly.
Okay. Um, Ronaldo.
Ronaldo, he's taller, so I would put him as like a deep route receiver. He's like a to me he's like a oh god, I'm brain farting on players.
You know what? I think he would be.
He's like a chosen Anderson. Tall, lanky, skinny.
Jeez Louise. That's a random player.
I'm a Jet fan. What do you expect? I pulled the Jet player out and I went by his newly updated government name.
So if anybody actually knows who Dr. Tom just said, put it in the comments because I definitely don't.
You definitely do.
Yeah, I do. I was just shocked that that's who you picked. Yeah, Ronaldo's gonna be. Yeah.
Devontae
Okay.
Smith. How about that? Is
Okay.
that better?
I could see Devontae Smith. I could see Devontae Smith because I think he's pretty quick. I don't think he could catch. I think he'd probably be more cornerback, but I could see it. I also can't see him being on defense.
That's why I was thinking offense. He likes to score goals. He puts up a big stink if he doesn't. So
Now, hear me out. I could see him being a quarterback because he's pretty.
he's got like the Aaron Rodgers type attitude to be quarterback, I think.
We got, yeah, well, the attitude, we got the looks of Tom Brady or Jimmy
All right, you're
G.
picking better positions than me. So
Man might not be able to throw a ball, but he'll look good doing it.
all right, let's go Neymar.
Oh boy, Neymar. Okay, I'm past the two players I know.
He knows two players. All right, you should know Mbappe. What about Mbappe?
Okay, that guy scored 8 goals. Is that what we said before?
Yeah, it's from France.
Mbappe. Let me think about. Oh,
You Googled him. You didn't
this
think
man.
about it.
No, I didn't need. I needed to look into his eyes. I didn't see what he had. I
You
could
put the
see
Harry
him.
Potter chosen hat on his head, and it says, "What does it say, Aaron?"
I could see Mbappe being a running back.
I can see it too.
He
He's got
looks like
some
a
agility to him too on the field. He's very quick, very flashy with his moves. I can see being a good
yeah. I
cheap
think
artist.
like A chain type of guy.
Yeah, I can see that.
He looks like he's a little. He looks like he has a little bit of muscle in his neck.
I was thinking running back for him as well. Now let's go to Neymar and tell me what you think about Neymar.
All right, Neymar. Am I allowed to look at a picture of
You're
him?
allowed to look at a picture because otherwise you're just guessing. He's from Brazil.
I think I know what Neymar looks like. Oh my goodness.
He's
My honest opinion of what I think he would be.
what do you think?
We'll call him the water boy.
And with that, we'll wrap things up.
I think that's a good place to call it a day, sir. Yeah, I agree. Everybody
I was
watching, all jokes aside, World Cup was great this year. We do
I
love it
think
somewhat.
that Neymar could be a long snapper.
Let's just say he'd be the kicker and just end it there.
Oh, he's allowed to be a kicker.
When in doubt, he has to. He has to.
Oh God. All right. At the end
All
of the
jokes
day,
aside. Yeah, all jokes aside. It has been, it has been great for the world. It's been great for the U.S. Um, I think that everyone could agree it's been good to have the World Cup around. All the visitors. I mean, I met some people from Britain. I doubt you'd ever see me people met from Britain, but they were very cool. It was nice talking to them. They were going to every single England, any stadium they were at. They went to Dallas, they went to Philly,
Did
to
they
MetLife.
did they go to
It was
Mexico?
nuts.
Didn't they play in Mexico?
They didn't mention Mexico,
Well,
so I'm not sure about. They
well,
were
they
based in.
played in Mexico recently, so it depends on when you saw them.
Oh, yeah. So that was a few weeks ago.
Yeah,
The
so
funny thing
definitely
was, like, we were in AC, so I don't know what they were doing in AC, but
gambling.
it's still cool seeing them.
They were like, we went to MetLife. We heard about this place called Atlantic City, where it's just a land filled with casinos and gambling and poor decisions. Let's
Yeah,
it's crappy Las Vegas. Let's roll.
but yeah, it was cool to have all like a bunch of people around. I seemingly enjoying the different stadiums, the areas. The U.S. has a lot to offer as all the time.
Yeah, and you know what? Yeah, now Dr. Aaron and I we're gonna be more active again. We had to be a little. We took some away time. Dr. Aaron was sick. On top of that, I got married. On top of that, he was one of my groomsmen. Dr. Aaron did a phenomenal job to make sure that I always had a drink in my hand at my wedding, which is everything I could have
I
asked
forgot
for.
about that. Yeah.
But with that, I went on my honeymoon, so we had to take some time off. But we're gonna roll right back at it. We've got a lot of new ideas and new plans coming up soon. So stay tuned for all of that. But in the meantime, content as usual. Yeah, we'll go from there, man.
All right, everybody. Thank you for watching. Have a nice night.